What's up, guys? It's your boy Zowoki back out with another video on channel Zowoki. This is in the kind of perspective of the paranormal. Obviously, we've taken a look at the paranormal activity in the Watts' home because the Watts family murders that we all know that was pretty much the American murderer, Chris Watts, killed and murdered his beautiful wife and two daughters and unborn son, Bella and Cece. And Nico, this story just hits home with me so much because I have a beautiful fiance, two girls, and a son. Yes, it's not in the parameters of what they had, but it's identical to what they had. And your kids are supposed to look up to you as the protector and the loving father, and then this man takes their lives away, their innocence, their loving. It really gets to me. And we're going to be watching on A&E the Watts family murders, the American or all-American family buried with love. The reason why I wanted to look into this even more is because I feel so heartedly that mistress that Chris was with, that had the affair, she had a lot more to deal with than what she was letting on to be. She makes it seem like, oh, I never knew. I guarantee she had a lot more into this. And then hopefully with this two episodes we've seen here, episode 1 and episode 2, we will see more about this. But we're going to be taking a look at it. It's not Scared with Zowoki. It's not creeped out. It's not paranormal, but it's in the aspects of what we've witnessed with the house and the paranormal activity in the home and with this murder that we've obviously heard about. I just want to look into it more. Things are not finalized. Chris, he got away with being life in prison. He should have been put to death. Sorry, he should have been put to death. There's people out there that don't like the death penalty, but I'm for the death penalty when it comes to instances like this. But with that being said, with you guys watching, yes, on Scared with Zowoki, this is not intended for great entertainment purposes, but I want to know more about this. I just feel uneasy about it. Nichol should be in prison as well, which is the mistress, because I feel like she's had a lot more to do with it, but we're going to be taking a look. So grab a chair and let's take a look, because we're not going to grab popcorn because we don't want to sit here and grab popcorn to enjoy this. We want to get into this and make sure everything crossed T's and dotted I's are finalized for Shan'ann and her girls and Nico. So let's take a look. If you guys are new to my channel, if you guys are returning and have not subscribed yet, make sure you guys subscribe down below by hitting that red bar icon down the bottom right. Smack that bell icon next to it so you guys never miss a video on channel Zowoki. And I sure appreciate all you guys that have done so far. I can't thank you guys enough. You guys are absolute legends, true amazing fans and subscribers, viewers, and all the above. I can't thank you guys enough. Keep doing what you guys are doing. Tell your friends and your family, and we'll grow even bigger in 2022. But with that being said, we are here for more info, more nitty-gritty into the all-American family murder of the Watts family. If you guys don't know about it, I'm not going to get too into it. Back in 2019, unfortunate events had taken place where the husband, father, Chris Watts, took the innocent lives of Shan'ann and Bella, Cece, and Nico of his own family because he wanted to start over. How dumb is that? Very dumb. If you wanted to start over, divorce. Divorce would have been the best way to do it, but he didn't want to pay child support. He didn't want to have to deal with all that crap. So he thought he would take it in his own hands and take them out, which was, it still pisses me off because those daughters of his looked up to him as the protector and sole provider and love, and the love of a father, and he took that away from them. It just pisses me off because I have 3 kids and I do whatever it takes to make sure that they're taken care of, loved, and so forth. But I'm going to stop talking. We're going to get into it. Watch this. The episode 1 and 2. They're quick and to the point. They're 8 minutes both, so it's going to be 16 minutes altogether. But I want to watch this with you guys and your reactions, or my reaction, and I want you guys to also comment down below what you guys think about these murders. What do you think about Nichol, which is the mistress? I still think wholeheartedly, 100%, she had a lot more to do with this, because there's been evidence shown that she had some type of text message sent to Chris saying, "Did you sell the rings yet?" Why would you sell the rings yet if you didn't know that Shan'ann was gone? Or if you did know she was gone? Very peculiar, but let's take a look.
Like, I have no inclination to where they're at right now. It's like a nightmare that I just can't wake up
from. And this just
like,
pisses me off.
Back so bad. I want those kids back so bad.
Police in Colorado have issued an alert for a pregnant mother and her 2 young daughters.
Beautiful wife, beautiful kids.
Of an evil, cruel people.
So you obviously are a really bad liar.
He is the sloppiest killer I've ever seen.
It looks like he's trying to cover his tracks.
Every time I close my eyes, I just hear her saying, "Daddy, no," and that was it.
To me, it's the ultimate betrayal.
This was the case that people wanted a punishment for.
You're not going to be safe in your own house with your own husband. Where are you safe?
God have mercy on his soul for betraying with those kids and his wife. I think death is even not good enough for him.
This is my flesh and blood. This is like what
he needs to be tortured like they were.
Nothing made sense.
Oh, it just makes you so angry. They were the all-American family.
The first time I ever heard about Shan'ann, Chris, Bella, and Cece was actually when the missing persons report was issued by the police department.
The initial news coverage said that there was a missing wife and 2 children.
It stirred such a reaction in the community. There was a thirst and a curiosity for any and every detail.
This is a small town where this really doesn't happen all that often. We're drawn to say, what happened to these people? They just disappeared from thin air.
They were a happy Colorado regular family.
Shan'ann and Chris seem to be living the all-American family dream in Frederick,
Beautiful
Colorado,
house.
which is the blue-collar town. The father who goes out, works in the oil field early in the morning, comes home to the loving wife and their 2 young daughters. It all kind of took a turn once you realize that their love story wasn't as beautiful and clear as what was painted originally on social media.
My friend sent me a friend suggestion for him. It was actually his cousin's wife, and I deleted it. I was like, I am not interested. I don't want to meet a guy. Bye-bye. So I deleted her friend suggestion for him. 2 months later, I went through one of the, I would say, darkest times of my life. I was diagnosed with some health challenges, and then I met Chris. I met Chris because of those health challenges. I thought my life was crumbling underneath me and I didn't know which way to turn. I didn't have a lot of friends at the time because a lot of my friends, the friends I did have, I lost because they didn't understand that I looked perfectly fine. And I felt horribly inside, horribly. I was like, oh, what the heck, I'm never gonna meet him. Except, one thing led to another, and 8 years later, we have 2 kids, we live in Colorado, and he's the best thing that has ever happened to me.
I've known the family for 25 years. You know, I mean, when I first met him, he was really shy. He just kind of kept to himself. Was probably even a little girl scared, you know? Was more into school and sports. Wasn't really assertive. His personality was just very peaceful and calm and quiet. And
I just want to slap him, dude.
I think that opposites attracted.
I met Shan'ann as her 9th grade high school theater teacher. We also became really good friends over time. We've known each other for 20 years. Her empathy was through the roof. She was great in how she cared for other people. Everybody who worked with her, when they talked to her, knew that they were heard. And I think that was one of her superpowers.
I think that he really fell in love with her fast, and they both just connected. They were together for about a year before he proposed to her.
It was almost as if Chris was her saving grace.
He knew me at my worst, and he accepted me, and he stuck around because he was the one for me. And he is amazing. and I can't tell you how wonderful he is.
Just makes
Chris
you
and
mad.
Shan'ann decide to uproot from North Carolina and move all the way west to the Rocky Mountains in Frederick, Colorado. And Chris started working for one of the largest oil employers.
They had their baby, Celeste and Bella.
I mean, I remember, following on social media, seeing birth announcements.
Beautiful little girls.
Have Bella, who looks and acts just like Chris. And you have Cece, that is a spitting image of Shan'ann, the all-American little family.
My daddy is a
This is what really gets me.
He helps me grow up strong. He helped me snuggle too. He reads me books. He ties my shoes.
Nico, which is the third child.
We did it again. I like that shirt. So pink means...
That's just the test.
I know. It just says the pink is going to be girls.
I don't know. Just the test.
That's awesome.
They were finally able to have the baby boy that they had always wanted. And Shan'ann decides she wants to name him Nico.
She's an awesome name.
When you want to, it happens.
I always thought everything was great and fine and wonderful. Nobody was aware that there was any marital problems.
For back dues.
Shan'ann and Chris were putting off that they had it all together, but in reality, they had some financial struggles and ended up filing for bankruptcy.
It comes forth that, they had a court date where they were supposed to go and find out if they were going to be foreclosed on, I guess. That's going to be stressful for anyone.
Their financial situation was grim. They're around $70,000 in debt.
I think there was a lot of things going on behind
I know
closed doors,
that.
especially with her husband and the family dynamic that she just couldn't fix.
Chris and Shan'ann are already on rocky times. And then Chris enters one of his offices where he meets a woman named Nichol Kessinger.
That's what makes me mad.
Thank you so much for coming out here with me, Christopher. I'm having a wonderful time. You mean a lot to me.
I mean, it broke my heart for her when I found out, he was cheating on her.
There was another person in this story. There was a lover on the side.
A normal person would go out and get a divorce or
Exactly.
even a separation. Well, Chris couldn't do that. He wanted a solution. He wanted a quick solution.
He was having an affair because he didn't feel appreciated anymore. There's so many different dynamics going on here. Before you know it, perfect storm is created.
From that point forward, a bunch of balls started rolling in the wrong direction. He wanted to have a new life, and this new life would happen with his new mistress.
He thought that he could just start over.
If it weren't for him falling in love with his mistress, there's a good chance that Shan'ann, Bella, and Cece would still be here.
Exactly.
Do you have any objections to us looking at everything in your phone?
This
in a
is
way,
where...
she's almost a younger, more vibrant version of Shan'ann.
As soon as he met Nichol Kessinger, Chris wanted out.
She knew that he would always choose her.
That tells you everything you need to know about Chris Watts, is that he didn't know what it felt like to love someone.
This is my flesh and blood. This is like what I wanted all my life.
She had big parts in this, I guarantee it. It's called divorce, separate. If I had him... He did?
My name is Chris Watts. I'm doing my speech on relationship deterioration and repair.
Nichol Kessinger is one of Chris Watts' co-workers in Weld County. When she first meets Chris, she's under the impression that he's just a young bachelor who's looking for love.
Good guys are difficult to find, especially when you're in your 30s and you're not married yet. And here he was right here in her office.
Sometimes when you get married, that the lust and the desire kind of falls by the wayside a little bit. You no longer experience closeness, and you feel you might do better with someone else that you've met.
Chris ends up telling her, you know, I am married right now, and I do have 2 young daughters at home.
I think Nichol Kessinger saw in Chris exactly what the world saw in Chris. He was an all-around nice guy, or that was the mask that he portrayed.
All of Chris's friends described him as a laid-back person, but very self-contained. Nobody felt like they really knew him.
So pink means...
That's just the test.
I know. It just says the pink is going to be girls.
I don't know.
This is where I want to get, yes.
To Chris Watts, Nichol Kessinger was a breath of fresh air. She was not Shan'ann. She wasn't the wife. She wasn't the mother. She had nothing tying her down. She was different.
He was sort of in these routines with Shan'ann and the girls that had become, you know, monotonous. Nichol Kessinger was listening to him and respecting him in a way that he had never felt before. I think at that point, it was an easy decision for him to start an affair.
They're texting almost nonstop, even though he's at home with his wife and
That's
his children.
messed up, man.
Shan'ann has no clue what's going on behind her back.
Of course he does.
Meet a future mom. A first time.
Shan'ann goes away thinking that this is a way to reset the relationship, not knowing that it was actually igniting and fueling the relationship that Chris has with Nichol.
The perfect storm of factors that the affair began when Shan'ann and the girls left for the summer for 6 weeks.
Chris is taking Nichol out on dates. This is his opportunity to fully date without any eyes watching him.
Ridiculous.
Nichol Kessinger and Chris Watts had a dating life that was probably something like, 20-somethings would do.
You're so damn sexy.
Yeah, intoxication of affair is a very, very powerful drug. Sex is a powerful drug.
Chris is taking illicit photos of Nichol and saving them to his phone in a secret app.
He was able to do all these things that he wasn't able to do because he had children and he had a family and he had responsibilities.
And he's willing to do whatever it takes to continue to explore this relationship.
Everything was sunshine and roses, and I can't wait to see you again, and I'm addicted to you, and everything a young suitor would say to a woman when he first starts dating her.
In the height of his passion for Nikki,
honestly, I'd rather have Shan'ann.
What does it feel like when someone says, I love you? And I think that tells you everything you need to know about Chris Watts and his attachments, is that he didn't know what it felt like to love someone.
Shan'ann is in North Carolina with Bella and Cece. Multiple times she's trying to reach Chris. She's calling,
a mature
she's texting
woman.
him, and many of the times he's not responding at all or as quickly as he normally would. That's when Shan'ann starts to realize something's off here. There's something else going on.
Dirtbag.
Chris shows up and he's pretty distant to Shan'ann.
North Carolina, Chris was on his phone a lot.
Shan'ann was starting to question why he was being so distant.
Who are you texting? Because it was a big, huge red flag.
She's texting her friend saying he's not only being weird when he was at home, but now Chris isn't even being physically close to me, even though we've been apart for so long.
Support each other, positive evaluations, positive feelings. Always disclose your feelings, as I said.
Oh, boy.
It's time to return to regular life. Shan'ann set up a gender reveal party where friends, family, neighbors were to come and find out that they were going to be having this baby boy. But she's starting to realize something's going wrong here. This is supposed to be an incredibly happy time for both of them.
He changed his mind about the baby as all of a sudden he sort of had this new interest. His mind was with another woman.
She's suspecting that maybe he's cheating on her.
You have to ask yourself 3 questions when you're in a relationship. Do I have a desire to keep this relationship going? Do I have a moral obligation to stay in this relationship? Or is it a necessity for me to stay in this relationship?
Shortly after Shan'ann cancels the gender reveal party, she goes on a business trip to Arizona.
Of course she does.
They go out to a restaurant. Chris wines and dines Nichol, but then realizes he doesn't have any way to pay for the meal other than with the credit card he shares with Shan'ann.
Shan'ann receives a notification
What an idiot.
about a credit card that Chris had used at the Lazy Dog restaurant that exceeded the amount of money that a normal person would use on his own meal.
And she's thinking there's no way that one person ate and drank $60 worth of food. That was the first moment Shan'ann felt like she had proof something else was going on.
And she confronted him, and he lost it.
Shan'ann knew the marriage
rip
was
his head
trouble.
off.
She sent Chris a self-help book. She wanted to go to counseling. Whereas Chris's solution for dealing with the problem was to plot murder.
Relationships are hard, but they're worth it in the end. And as the Swiss proverb says, a double joy is a shared joy, and a double sorrow is not a shared sorrow.
I honestly don't. Ugh.
It's early in the morning when her friend Nichol Atkinson drops her off at her home. Nichol Atkinson was under the impression that she was taking Shan'ann home to a place that should be a place of comfort, a place of security.
Safety.
There's no way she could have known that she was actually dropping her off to her final moments on Earth.
It's ridiculous. That's the last time we see her alive.
Calling because I'm concerned about a friend of mine. Nicole will have an officer come out that way as soon as we can.
They're looking around, they go upstairs. There's no sign of Shan'ann or the girls.
I believe he thought that we would believe him.
You're afraid people think you may have done something.
Idiot. God. So that's obviously the brief introductory of what has happened with the Watts family. If they do make more of these episodes, if you guys want me to continue this, definitely comment down below. But also, I want your guys' responses and your guys' theories about Nichol, the Kessinger, whatever the heck her name is. I still think she had a lot to do with this. You can't just tell me this woman just was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that he was married, or I didn't know that he committed murder. I guarantee I'm willing to put like my YouTube channel on it that she had a lot more to do with it. Hopefully they look into it a little bit more and we see that on these brief videos that we see. But comment down below, like the video for wanting this to be exploited more, because I don't know what to say how this affects me. I know it's been a few years since this happened, but it still affects me wholeheartedly because I'm a man. I'm the father. I'm the spouse. I'm supposed to be protecting my kids and my spouse, and he does that, and I want to hit him. And there's people out there that defend this man, that love this man because of what he did, and it just makes me so sick. I want to throw up. But still, guys, comment down below, and we'll see you guys in the next video. So keep it real, keep it safe, and as always, keep nerding on. And we'll see you guys next time. Peace.